So yesterday we discussed about the settings in the Jenkins, the major settings in the manage Jenkins section. The manage Jenkins section. So we have seen all the settings. Now today we will work with the jobs. Okay. Already I have created yesterday dummy job, so I'm deleting this job. So to create the new job or a new pipeline, so this is our only place. So that's why in the real time, if you know about a new item and manage Jenkins, that is enough. These two are sufficient. So click on the new item. So let's take the job one. So you can select the freestyle project. Here you can see number of projects types. Okay, so mostly a freestyle project is for job related. Okay, pipeline is for code related. Okay, so we have a code. So any scripts are there. So the scripts can be run by using the pipeline. If there is a job, only the jobs can be you can use by this freestyle project. So click on OK. When you type the name of a job or a project, okay, and click on save, so you are getting these options. So total you have 6 tabs are there here: general, source code management, build triggers, build environment, build, post build actions. Okay, you need to learn all these options. Okay, so then only you can get an idea how to work with the jobs. Okay, so first in the general tab, so the general tab, first you are able to set description. Okay, this is you can give the description about the project. This is the description, project description. The project description in the real time generally. Okay. So after this, so we have some options will be there here. So discard old builds. Okay, for each and every option at the end you have some question mark is there. So this is nothing but help option. So here you can if you click this one, so you can get the information about this option. Okay, you can get the complete information about this option. So discard old builds means, so for example, if you are already you have old builds, okay, you are executing the job so that you are getting one package. Okay, so if you check this box, okay, if you check this box, so old builds, whatever the old builds are there, those can be deleted. Okay, a fresh project that can be started. Any existing old builds will be there, so those can be okay deleted. Okay, only new builds will be okay created and old builds will be deleted. Okay, so that is the option, the use of this option. So here log rotation, so in this log rotation, so days to keep builds, that means if you select this option, so existing builds, how many days you want to keep. Okay, so if this is not empty, so builder records are only kept up to this number of days. Okay, so that means if we kept over 5, so then what happened? So only 5 days the existing builds will be there. Okay, in the Jenkins. After 5 days, the old builds will be deleted. So likewise. Okay, so maximum number of builds to keep. Okay, if you have the project is having say 100 builds or 200 builds, so it is very difficult to see all the builds. Okay, so how many builds you want to keep? If you keep 3, so only 3 builds are showing at a time, most recent builds. For example, if 200 builds are there, then so on at the bottom of the project, so you are able to see the total builds here. So see here able to see 3 builds. So or click on the job. So here also the build history also, here you can see the number of builds. Okay, we build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 200. It is showing here, but it is very it is looking odd. So to see that much number of builds here, that's why we are putting a limit so that at any time it is showing only the maximum number of builds to keep. So it is showing the recent builds only. For example, if you have completed 100 builds, so it is showing the, if you keep 3 option, so then what happened? It is showing 100, 99 and 98. Only 3 builds it is showing. So likewise, we can use this option. Understood? This discard old builds, the first option. Next one, GitHub project. So here You can give the project URL. Okay, here there are two options here. So GitHub project is there. I'll explain this with the next source code management section we have. So I'll compare these two and I'll explain that part. So next, so this build requires lockable resources. So generally this is not used in the real time. So if you want to any build that is required lockable, if you are using any mobiles or any other laptops, so then you can lock the other machines. That means the build can be run only on this particular machine. Okay, the build can be run only on this particular machine. So with the other machine, okay, it is not possible to run these resources. Okay, this is the option. Okay, here you can get the resources, nothing but IP. Here you can check the option. You can get the information here for understanding. So next, this project is parameterized. Okay, in the real time also this is used mostly. So this parameterized means, okay, for example, if you have multiple options, okay, in the real time you are working with the different environments, say development environment. So we can call dev environment, test environment, okay, so pre-prod environment and prod environment. Likewise, we have different environments will be there. So if you want to select on which environment, okay, you want to build the job, first you need to give the parameters like this. You need to pass the parameters like this. So I'll show here. So if you select this one, so add parameter. So we have so many options to add the parameters. So most in the real time, mostly they are using two types. One is choice parameter, other one is a string parameter. So choice parameter, if you take a choice parameter, so here the choice parameter, you can give the choice. So what is this? Here, what is the environment? Okay, so here you can give the choices. Okay, multiple choice like that. So dev, okay, test, prod, and prod. So if you like this, so just to save, apply and save. Okay, so before saving, I will show here. So if you want to build the job, so this is the only option. So in this place, if you click on the build now, so the project will be executed. Okay, the job will be executed. Now, if you select this option, apply and save, see now the changes will be there. So build with the parameters. Okay, previously you have only build now option. Now you have build with parameters. When you click this one, okay, build will not be executed immediately, but it is selecting for the options on, okay, which environment you want to execute the job. So if you want to test, so build the job. If you want to pre-prod, so execute the job. So if you want to prod, so likewise, this setting that can be obtained when you do the parameterized, when you give the parameterized. Understood, right? So the settings can be here, project level settings, job level settings, you can configure here. Okay, so in the Jenkins level settings, you can manage here, manage Jenkins. Okay, the manage Jenkins. So this is the Jenkins level settings. Whereas this is the configure, nothing but it is a project level settings. So if you click on the job, now you are in the job. So if you want to change any setting in with respect to job, so here the option configure. So there you can edit the settings. So now here the same option can be used for other examples also, other applications also. For example, if the GitHub repo have multiple branches, okay, if the GitHub repo have say master branch, say feature branch. So in such case also you can use this parameterized options. Okay, for example, here on the same thing, branch, and the choices I'm using, one is master, another one is feature. Just apply and save. Now, when you build with the parameters, what happened? It is asking which branch you want to take the data. If you select the master, then from the master branch, the data will be taken. If it is feature, then from the feature branch, the data will be taken. But actually, this type of parameter we are not passing here. That means with respect to GitHub branch. Okay, we are passing in different location. That part also I'll show. Okay, so this is about choice parameter. So we have one more string parameter is also there here also. So here you can give the name. as I'm taking the same example as environment. So default value. So here the default value is nothing but dev. Okay. So here give the description. So here is showing dev. So this is about the description about that one. So let us add parameter here. Here one more. You can give the string again. So here environment. Here you can give the default value as test. Let us check these two. To build with parameters. So see here it is asking the environment. So that is you can pass here. You can pass the arguments here. So the also I can see here. So that means no need to pass multiple times. If you pass only one time, so there here you can give the default value is dev. Okay, if you apply here, just build with parameters. Here you can type. Okay, you can type the environment. So if the environment is test, simply type and build. If it is prod, so type and build. Okay, so this is the difference between the choice based and the string parameter. Okay, hope you understand the difference between the two. Okay, so this project is parameterized. Next, throttle builds. So throttle builds means, okay, so this will reduce. Okay, for example, if you select this option, you need to select the builds, and in particular time, how many builds you want to execute. Okay, for example, in 60 minutes of time, I want to execute only 5 builds. Okay, time period you can give. Okay, so let us say hour, approximately 12 minutes between the builds. That means after each and every, okay, in the particular time, only these number of builds only executed. Okay, only these number of builds to be executed. Okay, likewise. So number of builds here you can based on this the time can be changed. If you select the hour, only 4 builds per hour that can be executed. Approximately 15 minutes between the builds. Okay, if you take 10, so for every 60 minutes, for every 6 minutes. Okay, in 1 hour, the gap between the build to build is okay 6 minutes. So likewise, you can reduce the build. You select only one, so approximately 60 minutes between the builds. So after the build is completed, after 60 minutes only, next build will be executed. That is a throttle build. Next, disable the project. So if you don't want to work this project, so then simply disable this project. So next, execute concurrent builds if necessary. So by default, what happened? Only one build can be executed at a time. Okay, by default, only one build can be executed at a time, and only one project that is executed. But if you want to execute multiple projects at a time, then you need to select this option. Execute concurrent builds if necessary. So go to the advanced. So here you can check the options. Okay, here you can, so quality period. So you select the quality period. So the gap here also. So if you select this one, you can get the information about quality period. So the build is taking long time to execute. Okay, so you may want to prevent multiple source controls commit. It made approximately in the same time. So quiet period means, so after 5 seconds, okay, after 5 seconds, so it will wait. It will wait up to the 5 seconds. Then after the next build will be started. So the main option of this execute concurrent builds is to run the number of builds at a time. To run the number of builds at a time. Okay, so these are the options which are under this concurrent builds. Next, so keep the build logs dependencies. All these are come with this one only. So this is about the options which are present in the general. So in the general tab, you have description as well as these options you are able to see. And coming to the next option, so source code management. Source code management is the second option. So here only you are giving the GitHub related information. Okay, the project currently, after the developers are preparing the code, they are pushing the code into the GitHub repository, right? So you need to give the details of the GitHub repository here. For example, if they are using the Bitbucket, so but here the Bitbucket option is not there. So what you need to do? Okay, if in your project they are using Bitbucket instead of Git, so then what you are doing? Simply you need to go to the Manage Jenkins, go to the Manage plugins. So install the plugin related to the Bitbucket. So just install the Bitbucket without restart. So after the installation is successful, then you are able to see the Bitbucket options. Okay, but we are in our example, we are using the Git, right? Therefore, if we select the Git, so then it is asking repository URL. So you need to give the repo URL here. Okay, after that, if the repo is private, then you need to give the passwords, username and password of that particular repo. If the repository is public, then no need to give the credentials. Okay, so here the build is success. Let me refresh this one. So see here, I'm seeing one more option. So here you can give the Bitbucket rate information here. If you select this option. So, but if I select the Git, so I need to give the details of the repository. So repo URL, and you need to pass the credentials if the repo is private repo. If it is public repo, no need to give any credentials. Okay. So that is about Git option. There is source code management. We have only this option is there. You need to select the particular repo and you need to give the details of that particular repo. Okay. The next third option, so build triggers. Third option is build triggers. If you select the build triggers, you are seeing some options here. So out of the first one, trigger builds remotely. Okay, that is example from scripts. Okay, that means if you don't want to, okay, just a moment, I got a call. Okay. So here we are in the build triggers. So in that first option, so trigger builds remotely. That is example from scripts. That means if you don't want to execute the build by clicking this option, okay, like build now is option is there. So if you don't want to run the job or project by clicking the build now from here, so simply you can use this option and you can write the script. You can write the script and you can execute that one. Okay, here also they are giving some example. So for example, here you need to give the authentication token. So give any name here. So say token 1. So this is the example. So this is the syntax for creating the script. Okay, so if you pass this one, okay, for example, the syntax so Jenkins URL. So you need to pass the Jenkins URL. So here, this is the Jenkins URL and job. So what is the job name? So job 1. So the same option you take. So build a token. So token name. So you are giving the token name as token 1. So you can use this URL. So use the following URL, trigger the build remotely. Okay, instead of executing the build in the local, so you can build the job remotely by executing this, okay, URL. Okay, generally this type of examples are coming, we can see in our real time also. For example, you are creating your sign up some account. After a successful sign up, so one link is coming for verification purpose. Okay, for verify your email. So like that, you are getting one email from that application If you click that email, so it will be redirecting to other website, and it is showing. So it is successful. Okay, email verification is successful, like that. So in that particular application, so generally this type of option is useful. Okay, so this is about trigger builds remote option. So next one, so build after other projects are built. So it's clear straight away option. So build after other projects are built. So here, if you select this option, for example, if you have multiple jobs, okay, if you have multiple jobs, say job 1, job 2, job 3. So if you select this option, so if you give the job name, so what happened? So first that job will be executed. After that, this job will be executed. So build after other projects are built. So you need to give the project names. So that is the option here we need to select. So build after other projects are built. Okay. So next, build periodically. So it's very, very important. Okay. So build periodically means what happened. So for this, you need to give a particular time. For example, I want to execute the build for every 1 hour, or I want to execute the build for every 4 hours. Because developers who are working on the code, they are changing the code for every 1 hour, for example. So that's why, because of that, I want to execute the build for every 1 hour. I don't want to come after 1 hour and click build now. I don't want to do this option. Okay, I don't want to click on this option. Okay, for every 1 hour. So that should be automated. So for that, so for if you select this option, so for every 1 hour or for every specified time duration, the build will be happened. So for that, so the process will be here. So here you need to give the time. So that the time is called as cron time. Okay, that time is called as cron time. So we have a cron time format is there. If you select this help option, so you can see the cron time. To see here, so this is the cron time format. Okay, so here you have some options will be there, like 5 stars. Okay, you have 5 stars will be there. So each and every star representing the default value. So the first star representing the minute, second star representing the hour, third star representing the date of month, next one month, and date of day of week. So if it is Sunday, so 0. If it is Saturday, it is 7. So you need to pass that values accordingly. Okay, if I want to execute for every 1 minute or 10 minutes, so you need to pass the value accordingly. Okay, so if you want to pass every 1 hour, so you need to pass the value accordingly. Okay, so if you read this, you can clearly understand. So here examples also given. So see here, every 15 minutes. If you want to run the build for every 15 minutes. So see here, so this is the option. So H by 15, hour by 15. So for every 15 minutes, so you are able to see the build. Every 10 minutes in the first half of every hour. Okay, so for this, so this is the option. Every 10 minutes. So for every 10 minutes in the first half of every hour. Okay, so like that. So you can see the multiple options here. Okay, so still if you don't still for this to understand this, we have the website also there. So cron time format. So the cron time guru. So cron tab guru, this is a website. So here also you can check. Okay, here also you can check. So here also you can see the total 5 stars. Each and every star that is showing, it is minute. So it is hour. So day of month. So month. So day or week. Day of week. Okay, for example, if I want to run for 10 minutes, so here you can give, so 10 minutes. 10 minutes means as is shown here, hour by 15. So start. Okay. So here just you can see at 005 in August. So here it is a 05 is a minute. So this is a 05 is a minute and 0 is the hour and here day. So here day is whole day. If we select the star means that is representing the whole. Okay, that's for it is whole day. Next, what is the month here? It is 8th month. Okay, so day means whole day. That is what is the day? It is it may be star means the day of the week. Okay, that means for every day on this particular time. If you select the star, it is showing the default. It is showing the default. Default means all days. All days on the particular time. Okay. So like this. So next step. So you can see the option. If you select the star, so it is repetitive, right? Okay. Or if you select only one, so see, it is Monday. It is only showing the Monday. You select 7. It is showing Sunday. So like that, you can give the options. So that is about this option called build periodically. So next one here, build when a change pushed in the Bitbucket. So this is related to the Bitbucket option. Okay, the Bitbucket is installed, then here this is option. So the here you can clearly you can observe here. What is here? Build when a change is pushed in the Bitbucket. Whenever there is a change in the code that is pushed by the developer, then immediately there is a build will be happen. No need to sit in front of the computer and click on the build option. So whenever there is a change in the code and the change in the code is pushed into the repository by the developer, then automatically build will happen. So this option. Next one, GitHub hook trigger for Git SCM polling. So this is also very important option. That means, so as you have seen this option, right? Whenever there is a change in the Bitbucket, the same option which is relating to the GitHub. Same option. Whenever there is a change in the code in the GitHub repository, automatically build is happening. For that, you need to set some pre-settings, that is webhooks you need to select. You need to add the webhooks. Add the webhooks. So I'll show this part later with an example you can understand clearly. Okay, next poll SCM. So poll SCM means here, so this is also do the same option of build periodically. Okay, so this is also do the same option like poll SCM, but the difference here it is, so build periodically means it is checking, it is the build is happened for every particular time period. If you set the time period for every 1 hour, so for every 1 hour, even the code is changed or not, so a new build will be generated. Even the code is changed or not, a new build will be generated automatically. So poll SCM means, so this is only one time per day. Okay, here you need to schedule one time. For example, every day at night 9 p.m. Every day at night 9 p.m. Only at that particular time only the build will be happening. Okay, only at that particular time only the build will be happening. So, but if you select this option, so what happened? For every selected time, the build will be happen. So, but whole SCM is not like that. Okay, it is only at the particular time, only one time build happen. Okay, so this is whole SCM. So these are the options regarding to build triggers. Okay, build triggers. Any doubts in the build triggers? So any doubts in the build trigger options? So in the real time, you need to work with these build triggers because this is the main place you are doing the automation, right? Okay, this is the main place you are doing the automation. So that's why you need to put more efforts here itself. Okay, you need to know, you need to learn about these things. So any doubts here? If you don't have any doubts, I'll proceed for the next one. Okay. Next one, build environment. So here in the build environment, so we have some sections are there. So delete workspace before build start. Okay, so it will delete the existing workspace completely and it will clone the new build. It will clone the new workspace. It will clone the new workspace. If select this option, so here just select this option, it will do automatically. So patterns of file. So which files you need to delete? Which files? Just give the file patterns, file extensions, so that those files only can be deleted. Or if you select by default, this will delete all the parameters, all the existing workspace. Okay, if you not select any options, it will so completely delete all the workspace. Next, use secret text or files. So this is not used in the real time. So about the build, if it is struck, so you can see the option, you can clearly understand. So about the build, if it is struck, okay, because of the excessive RAM utilization, the building process may be structured in the middle. So in the time, even though if you wait for 15 minutes or 20 minutes, even 30 minutes, still it will be same. The Jenkins will be hanged. So at the time, so to save the time, if you select this option, so what happened? So automatically the build will be aborted. Okay, aborted. So you need to give the time here. So after what time you need to, okay, you need to abort the build after it is struck. Okay. So this is the option, abort the build if it is struck. So next, add timestamps to the console output. So once the job is running, you can see the output in the console. Okay, I'll show that part. If you want to add the timestamps, so you can give the select these options. Okay, so next inspect build log for published Gradle build. So this is for Gradle tool. Okay, this is for Gradle tool, so that is not required. So with AND, so this is for AND tool. So this is also not required. So these are the build environment sections. Okay, options which are in the build environment. Next, coming to the build. So here in the build option, so here you can see the multiple options here. So execute window batch commands, Windows batch commands. So if you have any commands which are related to the Windows, so just here you can type the commands which are related to the Windows commands. Okay, just save and apply build. So the Windows commands that are going to be executed. Okay, the Windows based commands you can give here, then those commands will be executed here. That is the first option. Execute Windows batch command. Second, execute shell. So this is for Linux machines, Linux commands. If you want to execute a Linux commands, so here you can execute. So next, third one, invoke AND. This is for AND related tool. Invoke Gradle. So this is for Gradle related tool. Invoke top level Maven targets. This is for Maven tool. So if you select the Maven, because we are working with the Maven, so here you need to give the goals. Goals means whatever the commands you want to execute, here you can pass. So no need to give the Maven. So here simply you need to give clean package. Simple commands you can use. So validate or test or compile or okay, you can give clean package or simply package. What is the meaning of clean package and package? Clean package means if existing package is there, that will be deleted and new package will be created. That is the use of the clean command. Clean package. So clean command will delete the existing package and the package command will create the new package. Okay. So this is about Maven related. So next one, run with timeouts not used. So this is also not used. Okay. So this is about the build related tools. And next one, post build options. So post build actions here. So here we have multiple options here, but out of this we can see only few here. Archive the artifacts. Archive the artifacts means here. So if the build is completed, you are getting one file, right? Jar file or var file or er file. Okay, if you want to archive means zipping. Okay, if you want to zip the file, so here you can give the name of the file. Okay, so generally, for example, if you're working with a course application, right? So if you give the course.var, then this file will be zipped. Okay, that is the use of archive artifact. Next one, so build other projects. Okay, so here you can specify the other projects. After completion of this job one, if you want to perform the job two, so then here mention, so job two. But before that, job two should exist. Then only it will take, otherwise it won't take. Okay, so here this option, so build other projects. So here you can see the options also here. Trigger only if build is stable. So trigger even if the build is unstable. So trigger even if the build is fails. That is existing job. So depending on the status of existing job, the other job will be depends. If the other job, if the existing job, if the job one fails, if you want to execute the second job, then choose this third option. So trigger only if build is stable. That means if only job one is successful, then only job two will be executed. Okay. So if it is unstable, that means we are getting in the logs three types of messages. One is stable, that is success, build is success. Second one, build is fail. Third one, unstable. So you are seeing these three type of options. Okay, that's why you need to choose the option according these two. So this is build other projects. And next, so this is for testing purpose. So publish JUnit test results to report. So here test report XMLs. So you need to publish the test reports here. And next, so these are not used. Publish Java doc, fingerprints, Git publisher. So email notification, that is a tool we are using. So email notifications means once the, so depending on the job status, okay, so here you can give the emails. If you give the emails here, so then what happened, automatically the alerts will be passed through the email. Okay, so here you can select the option. So send email for every unstable build. Okay, so likewise, so you can select the options and you can give the email notifications. And next one, email notification, editable email notification, that is also there. I'll explain these two parts later. Okay, we have separate topic on the email notification and editable email notification. So next, set to build status into delete workspace when build is done. So you can also choose this option. So if you choose this option, what happened? The existing workspace deleted after the build is completed. Okay, so these are the options which are used in while creating the project. Job, especially job. Okay, the options in the pipeline is different. Okay, that part I'll explain later, but here I'm showing the, so pipeline, for example, so pipeline one. So at the pipeline, click on OK. So for pipeline, you are seeing only four options, four tabs. So general, build triggers, advanced project options, pipeline. So here you are giving the script. You are writing the script here. So I'll explain this part later because job and pipeline. So the two ways of executing the same project. Okay, you need to learn about the two things. In the real time, mostly they're asking about the pipelines. Okay, you can also work with jobs also. Okay, I'll explain about the difference between jobs and pipelines later. So if you have any doubts in this section, so you can ask me on any tab, any option. If no doubt, I'll explain with the next example. If we don't have any doubts, I'll proceed for the examples, demo session. No doubts, right?
Yes, sir, no doubts.
Okay. Now, let us execute one job. So I'm deleting these two. I'm creating a fresh job. Or you can also execute here itself, no problem. So new item. So let us say job one again. So I'm taking the pre-sale. You can choose pre-sale project or Mammon project. Both will be same. No issues there. Okay. So for this, so you can give the description. So this is job one. You can choose any one of the option if it is necessary, or you can simply ignore this one. So, but you need to know about each and every option. In the interviews, they may be asked so some scenario. So based on these options, that's why you need to in a position to answer. So I want this type of an environment. How you are creating the Jenkins? So they're asking like that. So you need to you need to explain in such a way that so I'm choosing these options so that I'm getting this one. So likewise. So here I'm selecting the Git as a repository. So I need to pass the GitHub repository URL. So for this, here I'm just I'm taking this repository, I'm cloning this repository. So this is the repo URL. Hope you are know about this one. Here you need to pass the URL. Okay. If it is a public repository, there is no need of giving the credentials. But if it is a private repository, you need to give the credentials. Okay. And you need to remember one more point. So Jenkins is running in this machine, right? So Jenkins is running in these machines. So you should aware that this machine should have the Git tool. Okay, otherwise it is throwing the error. Okay, let us check whether this machine have the Git or not. Okay, now let us check whether the Git is there or not. So Git hyphen version is there. So Git is installed. That's why it is not throwing any error. So the Git is not there, so it will throw the error. Okay, so that's why you need to pass the Git to it. So I'm giving the Git URL here. If it is a public repository, no need to give the credentials. If it is a private repository, so you need to give the credentials. Now see here. So currently, I'm entering into job one. So here in the workspace, so there is no workspace here. Okay, here you can see the workspace directory. So currently there is no workspace here. So if you clone, if you already added the repository, right? Here you are added the repository. Here. Here you add the repository, just apply and save. I'm just doing the build. Okay, so see here at the bottom, you can see the build history now. Okay, here you can see the build history. So here you can see right click and open in the next window. So this is called as console output. Here you are seeing the logs. If any error in the Jenkins or if the Jenkins build is success or failure, here itself you can see. Here only you can see in the console output. So here finally you are able to see success message. Okay, then only the build is success. So if you see here, what it is done here. So cloning the remote Git repository. So cloning repository. So this is the repository that I provided. So it is cloning, and this repository is placed under which folder? Under /var/lib Jenkins workspace under this job one. Under this folder, okay. So this repository will be there under job one. So this repository will be there. That means whatever the content here in the repository. So all these files are now under the workspace directory. If you want, you can see here cd /var/lib Jenkins. So just do ll. So here you can see the folder called workspace. So if you move into the folder workspace, here you can do ll. Now see here you have job one. Here you have job one. So cd job one. If you move to cd job one, so do ll. Okay, see all the files are there now under the job one. So all these files are obtained by doing the build. So now all these files are available under the workspace now. You see here in the workspace. Now here you can see the files. You can see the files which are cloned from the remote repository. Okay, if you click on the wipe out current workspace, so all these will be deleted. Or in the options also you can select. Okay, in the configure options also, here you can select the first option. So discard old builds, or you have one more option at the end. So delete workspace when the build is done. So if you select this option, let us do what happened. So here you can see. So second build is success. So see, there is no workspace. Means after the build is completed, so what happened? The workspace will be deleted because you have chosen that option. So now I'm just unselecting that option. Apply and save. Now currently there is nothing in the workspace, empty workspace here. So here you can, in the folders also you can see. Okay, if you do ll, so nothing is there here. Everything will be deleted. Now if you run the build again, so what happened? Now you can able to see the workspace. Now all the files will be there again. Okay, here also if you do ll, just come back, cd job one, ll, see all the files will be there. Okay, so this is the first step. Okay, so you know that the process, right? Already I told you the DevOps process. First SCM tools you need to learn. So after the Git, the code is cloned from the GitHub repository. So you need to do the build, right? Okay, you need to build the package by using Maven tool. Okay, by using the Maven commands, you are executing the build. So now for that, what you are doing? Again, go to the configure. Again, go to the configure. So now in the source code management, you have this part is completed. Now the code is available in the Jenkins. Now here we are using the, so if you want to choose the build triggers, you can choose that option later. But currently we are focusing in the build option. So build. In the build, we are using the tool called Maven. So these are options for Ant, these are for the Gradle, this is for Maven. So I'm using the invoke top level Maven targets. But here it is asking for goals. But before that, I already told you, right, previously, if you want to work with the Git should be there in this machine. So we already checked the starting. So Git is there. So Git double hyphen version. So Git is already there here. If it is not there, you need to install the Git. So sudo yum install Git double hyphen y. Then Git will be installed. So then you can work with the Git. But here there is no maven. So if you execute the maven commands, okay, maven validate or maven command not found. Or if you execute maven version, so maven command not found. Therefore, there is no maven in this machine. So for that, you need to give the maven. Okay, you need to install the maven in the machine. Okay, you can do that installation in two ways. One is we have already our own processes there. The old process we have, you need to take the binaries. Okay, likewise, you can go to that particular folder, execute that one. But I don't want to do that. I want to configure the tool here itself. So where I can configure the tool. Okay, where I can configure the tool. So in the last class, I already told you. So if you want to configure any system level or server level integrations, then you can do here. Any server level integrations you can do here. Any tool level integrations you can do here. So Maven is a tool. Therefore, click on the global tool configuration. If you want to install the Maven, so here go to the Maven. So here you have the Maven. So type Maven. So give the name. You can give any name. I'm giving Maven 3 because version 3. So that's I'm giving Maven. So if you want to simply, you can also give Maven. So whatever the name you are given here, the same name will be reflected there. So Maven. So you can select the version also. If you want old versions, you can also select. Okay, so 3.8.3 is a recent version that's I'm using here. So this is installed automatically. So what happened? This Maven will be installed automatically. So apply, save. Now come to this job section. Here. Now you can go to the configure. Okay. So now you can see the option. So build, go to the build and invoke a top level Maven targets. So now here it is showing the asking for the version, Maven version. So you can give the, already you have taken one version with the name Maven 3. So you need to give the name, and here goals means I already told you the command. So I want to install the clean package. Clean package means, so clean the command. So clean is the command that delete the existing package, and package is the command which create the new package. Okay. So now here I'm just applying and save. Now I'm doing the build again. So see here what is happening in the console. You can see here. So whatever you are seeing in your local, the same thing here also happened. So it is taking the plugins from the repositories. From the central repositories, it is taking. Whenever you are executing the package command, so first it will validate, next it will compile, next it will test, next it will build the package. So to do all the steps, it will bring the plugins from the remote repository. So see, if you see here, the same thing you are seeing in your local also. For the first time you are executing the Maven commands, you are seeing a lot of logs, because it is collecting the logs from the remote repository, because these logs are not available in the local repository. So .m2 folder is there, right? In our local repository, we have, so .m2 folder is there. So in this folder, all the plugins will be there. If the plugins are not there in the local, so then what happened? It will take call from the remote repository. That is Maven repository it is taking. So see here, we go to the top. So first what happened? So first it is calling from the, it is taking the workspace details from the repository that I provided. Okay, so that work is that code related files are placed under the folder workspace. Okay, so here you can see already that is placed. So here where lib Jenkins one workspace job one. So here .git folder is created here. Okay, so now by default, so here I have given the option. Just a moment, I'll show here in the configure option. This. So in the configure option, so see here in the Git repository, go to the advanced operations. Advanced, okay, not here. Add repository, not this also. So by default, so here, so branches to build. So by default, it is taking the content from the master branch. Okay, if the details are there in the feature branch, so here you can rename it. Okay, here you can rename the branch. Currently, it is taking from the master branch. So that's why here I'm default is master only. So the content which is taken from the master only. Okay. So if you go to the logs, first it will taking the, so here full log here. It's the full log. First it will cloning the repository and placing into the workspace job one folder. So after that, it is executing the maven commands. Okay, so see here it is building the course maven. So web app 1.0 snapshot. So it is downloading all the plugins from the central repository. Okay, here you can see the plugins also. All related plugins you can, it is downloading from the central only. So Sona type, nothing but testing. And finally, the package is going to be generated. All these are packages, nothing but plugin dependencies. We can call them as dependencies. All these dependencies are downloaded from the central repository. Now at the end, what happened? So the package is generated. So assembling, so processing the WAR project, so copying the web app resources. So now the build is success, and where this package will be there. So building where. So see this line, you can understand. So building where package, and that where package is available under so /var/lib Jenkins workspace job one target and course.var. So course.var is the package. Now the var file is generated automatically. Okay, so course.var is generated automatically by simply build command. So you can click on the build and this entire thing will be happening. Okay, if you run the project again, the same thing will happen. And finally, you need to see about the message build success and finish it success. Understood? Okay, so this is the second task, that is so building the package. Now, what is the third step? Third step is installing of Tomcat. Okay, installing of Tomcat. So I want to install the Tomcat first, and I want to move the course.var file in the Tomcat web apps folder. I want to do the deployment now, right? Okay, if I want to do the deployment, what I need to do? So the course.var file is available. Okay, this course.var file, I want to move from this place to that Tomcat under web apps, under web apps folder I want to move. So for that, first I need to install the Tomcat in the machine again. I want to install the Tomcat in the machine. Okay, so see here, if you see the package course.var that is available here. So cd/var/lib/jenkins/workspace. Okay, next job one So here you can see the target. So here you can see the file course.work. So this is generated. Now I want to move this file from this place to on Tomcat file, but here there is no Tomcat. Okay, here there is no Tomcat. Let us see whether Tomcat is there or not here. There is no Tomcat here. Now I want to install the Tomcat here. So you know the steps, right? How to install the Tomcat. So just Tomcat. We have already know the process. So here wget ll. Now I'm doing the untar xzf Apache. Now ll. Now Tomcat is there. Now I want to remove this package. Now I have only one folder, Apache Tomcat. So if you move into the Tomcat folder, so Apache Tomcat, so you can see all the files. But here you need to first configure the Tomcat. Okay, you need to configure the Tomcat because here Jenkins is running on which port? It is 10,001. So the default Tomcat that is running on the port 8080. Okay. So now what I need to do, if you want to change the port, you can change the port. If you want to start the Tomcat, so just move into the bin folder. So you can execute the command .start. Okay. Startup. Not in the folder because permission denied. So there is no permissions here. So for that you need to give the permissions chmod. Okay. So -r 777 Apache Tomcat. So now I have given the full permissions, so I can move into the folder Apache Tomcat bin. So here I can have the startup command so that I can start the machine. But before that, I want to do some more things because I am using the Tomcat in the Linux machine. So for that, we are already made some settings, right? So we already disabled the local host. So all the settings you need to give here. So for that, cd conf folder. So here you have the file. Okay, if you want to change the port, here you can change the port in the server.xml. So I want to give the user details here. So sudo vi tomcat users. So here I'm going to the bottom. Here you can give the user details. So username as cat I'm giving. Okay, password tomcat I'm giving. And next roles. Okay, here I need to pass the roles. Okay, I already given the rules, right, in the Tomcat section. So the roles are nothing but manager, admin, manager, GUI, manager, manager, AMX, and manager. What is the fourth one? Anybody remember that rules? Tomcat. Manager status. Status is script. I need to do that one. So I want to pass these rules. Okay. I'm saving this. In the rules, username, password Tomcat. Okay, rules. Fine. Now I want to disable the local host related information here. So where that is available in the web apps, in the manager section, in the meta info folder. So here we have one file called context.xml. So sudo Okay, context.xml. Here I want to disable this line because otherwise this is by default running on the local host. I want to disable this one. Okay, for that the option is this is the option. Now this is disabled. Now I can move into the bin folder. Okay, now here I can start the Tomcat. Tomcat is started. See, I have installed the Jenkins and Tomcat on the same machine, but in the real time, this is not good because RAM utilization is more. So Tomcat is running on the port 8080. Let us see whether I'm able to access the. See, I'm able to access the manager portal also. Okay, no problem. So now Tomcat is running. Now what I want to do, I don't want to move. So here, if I want to move the that web apps, this course.var file is there, right? So this I can do manually. Okay, so simply I move into this folder, I execute the copy command so that deployment can be done. But in the real time, should not log into the machine. This process should be automated. Okay, every time for every build, if you are logging into the machine and you do the copy command, so it will be time taking and this is not good. Somewhere some mistake also will become. So that's why you are automating the process by using Jenkins. Okay, so now for that, so to execute this one, here what we are doing, so I'm just moving to the job section, configure. So in the configure section, so now what I want to do here, first source code is completed. So with the help of Maven, I executed the job. That is, sorry, I build the package. Now I want to move the package into the Tomcat folder. So for that, so I want to choose the post build options because build is completed now. Package is available. So after the package is available, I want to move the package into the Tomcat folder. For that, I need to choose the add post build action. But if you see here, there is no option which is relating to the Tomcat. Okay, there is no option which is relating to the Tomcat. So what I need to do? If there is no option which is related to the Tomcat, what I need to do? I already told you number of times. If there is no option is available, simply go to the plugins. So simply go to the plugins and set the plugin. So for Tomcat, the plugin name is so deploy. So deploy to container. Okay, deploy to container. So this deploy to container is the common plugin for all the deployment tools like Tomcat, Glassfish. Okay, so we have multiple options are there, multiple deployment tools are there. JBoss, Glassfish, Tomcat. So we have so many deployment tools are there. So you can, with this option, you can get all the tools in a single package, single plugin. Now I'm just doing install without restart. This option is not available, right? As you have seen now. Here there is no option related to the this Tomcat. Now once the plugin is available, so then you can able to see the option. So deploy to container. I'm just refreshing here. So go to the bottom. So see deploy where or here package to container. So this option is available only when you install the plugin. Okay, only when you install the plugin, this option is visible. Otherwise, that is not visible. So here, so see carefully from here onwards. So first, you need to give the details of the package. So where are here files? Where this where package is there. So currently we have the course.var is generated, right? Okay, currently you have the course.var package is available. So under which folder that the package is available? So we have, this is the path. So this is the path of the course.var. Sorry, this is the path. This is the path of the course.var. Okay. So what is this path? Okay, you are seeing one GUI, right? Currently, this is one page. So what is this path? So this is the path of workspace. This is the path of workspace. Okay, that means here you need to give the path of var file. You need to give the path of var file. So what is the path of var file? So here this is the var file. So currently I am in the workspace. That means I need to give this path. Okay, I need to give this path. So currently I am in the workspace. Therefore, here from this I need to give this path. Okay, so this is the path you are giving with respect to this project. Okay, this is the path of the with respect to this package. But in real time, we have multiple projects, right, with the same .var files. So you need to generalize. You need to generalize. So how you are generalizing? So in place of job one, I'm just using star. Star means any phone, any name. So here also in place of target, I'm using one more star. That means that is also any name. I'm removing the hash. And in place of course, I'm giving star because this is a var package. This is a var package that is with any name. It may be course.var or product2.var or whatever it may be, any name. So to generalize this process, we need to give the path like this. So if you click the question mark, so here also you can get the same thing. So where are here files to deploy? So relative to the workspace root, you can also specify the path like, so star star slash star dot var. Star star slash star dot var. So this is the path you need to provide. Okay. So next context path. So what is the context path of the service? So here the context path of service is course, right? So slash course. You need to provide the context path here. And containers. So what is the container? So you are deploying this var package into the Tomcat, right? So add a container. So see here, you are seeing the multiple packages with different versions. So Glassfish 2.x version to 4.x version. JBoss, so 3.x to 7.x. So Tomcat 4.x to, so you can see 9.x versions. So currently in our local, I have installed 8.52 something version, 8.5.72. So see here 8.5.72 is the version. Therefore, I'm choosing the Tomcat 8.x. I'm selecting this option. So now I want to pass the credentials. So you have the manager access credentials are there, right? Tomcat. So you need to provide the credentials. So how to provide the credentials? So if you click here, there are no credentials which are added here. So for that, so click on add. So click on Jenkins here. Now here you can give the credentials in so many ways. One is by username and password. Other one is GitHub app. So SSH, username and private key, secret file, secret text certificate. You can give any way the credentials. So here I'm giving the credentials with username and password because I have the username and password. So username and password. So you give the username, that is Tomcat. So password also Tomcat. Next ID. So here you can give the Tomcat credentials like this. So description also you can give Tomcat credentials. Just add this one. Now here you can see the options. Tomcat credentials. Now you can pass this information. After this, Tomcat URL. So on which IP and which port Tomcat is running. So I already running the Tomcat right here. Here I already running the Tomcat here. So just give this path. Just give this path here. So Tomcat running in this particular port and particular port and particular IP. Okay, now just apply and save. Okay, now I have configured the Tomcat now. The thing is, I want to execute. I want to build the job now. So currently here I have the 4 builds are there. Now if you click on the build, so you can see the 5th build now. So if you want to see the logs, so click on the logs. Closing this one. So see here, 5th job is success. So it is taking very less time for the second time. So build is success. So what happened? Automatically this course.var file is moved into, so here you can see. So build is success here. So after the build is success, attempting to deploy one var file. Attempting to deploy one var file. So deploying /var/lib Jenkins. So here the course var file is there, right? So this file is to container tomcat 8.x. In which path? So this is the path. So this is the path. So deploying this path. So deployment is completed. Now finish it success. So here in the tomcat 8.x remote with the context /course, it was done. Okay. So now the finished, it is success. Now if you want to see whether the file is copied into the tomcat or not, so just move into the tomcat. So where the package is available under web apps folder. Now do LL here. Course.var is moved into this particular folder. So this is not done by manually, right? So automatically the package is built. Whenever the package is built, immediately that package is moved into the web apps folder, so that deployment is completed. Now I can access the package by using course. Now the package is available. Application is running. Okay, application is running. Understood, right? So this is the way we are doing the deployments in the real time. So whatever you learned in the Git, in the Maven, in the Tomcat, all the 3 parts are you are performing in a single tool called Jenkins. Clear? Any doubts in this particular topic? So this is, for seeing it is very interesting. So you need to practice number of times. Okay, you need to practice number of times so that only you can get the clarity. If you are getting any errors, then you will learn more. So where is a mistake and troubleshooting, that will be give more knowledge. Any doubts? For example, I already told you. So this is the main process of doing the deployment. So cloning the source code from Git, step 1. So building the package, so step 2. So deployment, step 3. But before this building and deployment, we have one more step called testing. We test the package. Then only if the package have 0 errors, then only you need to proceed for the deployment. Otherwise, there is no security. So the testing part I'll explain later, but this is the main process of doing the deployment. All the remaining options are just only options. Okay, these are optional options. You can choose or not. Any doubts in this topic?
Nothing's clear. When we are practicing, then we are getting what to say,
So,
many
yes.
errors or problems, and we are what to say, recalling the videos, and we are searching the YouTube if we get any new errors, and we are what to say, rectifying them.
Yes. Remember one thing. So whenever you restart the machine, that means whenever you stop and start the machine, the IP of the machine will be changed, right? So at that time, you need to change the URL here. Otherwise, you are getting the error. Understood? Whenever you are restarting the machine, okay, IP will be changed. So you need to give the same IP at this place. And also you need to give the IP at one more place called in the manage Jenkins. The manage Jenkins in the configured system. So here you can change the IP. So see here, yesterday we are installed the Jenkins, right? Okay, so we restarted the machine. So IP is changed. So this is the yesterday IP. Okay, I stopped the machine and restart the machine today. So that's why here the IP is different. So you need to give this IP and port. Otherwise, this is throwing error in some other way. Okay, so just save, apply and save. Okay, so
Sir, but now the deployment is done now, sir. Even though
not here, because currently you are not worked with the server-led applications. Whenever you are configuring the some other servers, I'll show that part also. Okay, so give me 5 minutes.
fine.
I have one more deployment. Okay. So this is a major part you need to understand. Whenever the machine restarted, IP will be changed. You need to change the IP. Okay. So now I'll go to these options here. You know about the source code management. So these are general options only. Okay. So in the real time, depends on the situation, you can use these options. So the build triggers. So, but this option more frequently used in the real time. I already told you to build periodically option is there, for example. So if I want to build the job for every 1 minute or for every 2 minutes, okay, because it's in a demo session only, that's why I want to run the job for every 1 minute. So then I need to give that like this. So by 1 means for every 1 minute. So the remaining thing is start. So just save and apply. Yeah. Space is required. So do you really mean every minute? Okay, so here it is asking every minute. Perhaps you meant to poll once per hour. Okay, now just I'm saying. Now see here, automatically for every 1 hour, automatic bill will be there.
So what is the purpose of building the job this many number of times, sir?
Because every time you click on build now manually, right? So that reduces the effort. That is automation. So see here, automatically the build is happened. I did not touch the build now. And again, it will be done automatically. See, after 1 minute, one more build will be there. So the demo only I'm taking for every 1 minute, but in the real time, some specific duration will be there. But that is one of the options that may be used or not, depending on the situation. But in the real time, mostly whenever the code is ready, because developers are also human, right? They are not a robots, so they cannot complete the coding within the specified time. Okay, it will take more than the given time period.
Does it mean like if the development, the developers keep on changing the code, right? So
Yes,
if the code is changed, then the deployment need to be done manually. So to avoid that only, will be what's the
yes,
scheduling is I mean once a day or like that, right?
yes,
Right,
yes,
sir?
Yes, correct. So to reduce the human effort, we are just giving this. For example, okay, our developers are they are working on a single project. So at the time you are went for a vacation. So what you are doing? So till you came back, the deployment should not be stopped, right? So at that time, what you are doing, you can use this option. You can use this option. So any one of the option is there, right? Automation options. You can use any one of the option. So automatically, so whenever the code is changed, so at the particular time, the deployment will be done. So see, already 2 deployments are done within 1 minute. For every 1 minute, you can see 1 deployment. So that is option. So again 14. So 12, 13, 14. So likewise. So here I am disabling this option. Again, I'm choosing another option. So build periodically is done. So whenever it is a poll SCM, so then this will be done at a particular time period. Okay, so here this is for a day at a particular time only. No schedules, so will run due to SCM changes if triggered by post commit. You can use that some time there. At that particular time, the deployment will be done. And one more important. So if you do the continuous deployments, so maybe because of RAM utilization or CPU utilization, some issues may come, and finally at a stage there may be chances of hanging the system. So that's why I build it periodically. Instead of doing this option, okay, instead of executing this option, so I'm choosing the option whenever the code is changed in the GitHub repo. In that case only, deployment will be there. Okay, whenever there is a change in the code in the GitHub repository, then only so the deployment will be done. So for that, what I need to do, I need to choose this option. So GitHub hook trigger for Git SCM polling. So for this, so you need to do some configurations. For this, you need to do some configuration. So you need to create the webhooks and you need to attach the webhooks. So see, this is a somewhat typical process. You need to follow carefully. Okay. So first, you need to go to this GitHub repository. Okay. So currently I'm in the GitHub repository in the course repository. So for that, the first thing is you need to give the token. So click on the settings, global settings of your account. So here you can see the settings. So click on the settings. In the settings here, you can see one option called developer settings. Developer settings. So click on the developer settings. So here we have an option called personal access token. So why we are using the personal access token means when you are giving the token, so what happened? So this GitHub and Jenkins both are integrated. Okay, the personal token you are giving is to establish the communication between the GitHub repository, this GitHub account or GitHub server. You can call this as a server. So GitHub server to the Jenkins machine. So for this, so here already one account is there. So create one more new token. So generate one more token. So give the name. Here I'm giving the token as GitHub token 1. Already I have given the name. So GitHub token 1. So you can give the expiry. So if you want to expire this as 30 days, you can give, or you can increase the time period also. So here, when you are integrating with the Jenkins, so what are the permissions you are doing? Okay, what are the permissions you are allowing? Okay, because whenever you give all the permissions, so whatever the users who are using the Jenkins, so they may misuse this Jenkins repository. That's why you need to give a specific access. Okay, you need to give the only specific access, only particular access you need to give. So for that, so see here you have the repo related access here. So repo status. Okay, so deployment. So repo, so invite events. So he can, if you select this one, all options will be given. So likewise, we have write packages. Okay, that means the whatever the Jenkins user, he can push the packages into the repo. Write packages, so delete packages. He can delete the packages in the repository. Okay, so admin, so write access and read access. Full control of organization teams. Admin related to organization. So likewise, you can give any so user related permissions. So delete repository options. So like that, you can give the permissions and generate token. So now token is generated. So now you need to copy this token. So this is a new token. You need to copy and place it separate. This will be used for separate future. That's why you need to copy and paste in separate location. So now you are created the personal access token. Now you need to give this token to the Jenkins because to establish the connection. So where I need to give this GitHub this token. So since GitHub is server account. Therefore, I already told you number of times. So all the server related information or server related configurations you are giving under configure system. Okay, all the server related information you can give under configure system. So click on the configure system. So at the bottom you can see GitHub server. So see here, you can see the option GitHub server. If the option is not there, you can install the Git. Then you will get all the options. Now here you need to add the GitHub server. So click on GitHub server. So give the name. You can give any name here. So GitHub. So here my name is. So the account name is GitHub. So you can give any name, no problem. So this is a default URL. You can keep this as it is. So you need to give the credentials. You need to give the credentials, but currently there are no credentials. So here click on add Jenkins. So here you need to give the Jenkins username and password. Sorry, GitHub username and password. So this GitHub has username and password, right? Here this communication can be established between the GitHub and Jenkins can by using username and password, or you can pass the secret text. But username and password, if you are provided, so that is not secure. Okay, that is not secure. Okay, whenever you are providing the token, it has validity, right? Token has some validity, so it is valid only for 30 days or 45 days. After that, you are not able to access the GitHub repository. But if you provide the username and password, until you change the password, the users can access the GitHub repository. So that is not secure. That's why in real time, so they are using the secret text. Understood? So now here you need to give the secret. So what already you copied the secret text, right? So this text you need to give here. So ID. So here you can give the same GitHub credentials, the same name. Here also giving the same GitHub credentials. Add. Now here you can see GitHub credentials. Now test connection. When you click on the test connection, so then it is showing whether the credentials are valid or not, whether the communication is established between the GitHub server and the Jenkins or not. Okay, so credentials are verified. So till now what you are done, so you are established the connection, okay, between GitHub server Jenkins. But this is not the actual case. You need to add the webhook. That is the main point. But before adding the webhook, you need to establish the communication. So how to add the webhooks? So for that, so here you can see the option, right? Manage hooks. So just select this option. After selecting this option, so you can do this only after the credentials are verified. If the credentials are not verified, you need to check the credentials again. So here, so see, it is also showing my account name also. Okay, so manage hooks. So go to the advanced, and again advanced, two advanced are there. So click on advanced. So here override hook URL. So here when you select this checkbox, you are able to see the URL. Just go up. So whenever you select this option, specify another hook URL for GitHub configuration. So this is the webhook URL. So this is the webhook URL. So what is this webhook URL contains? So up to this part, this is the Jenkins URL only. Okay, see this? Up to this part only Jenkins URL only. Upon this Jenkins URL, okay, this parameter, this term is added, and this parameter or this term is added. And remember, if you are practicing, so this IP will be changed for every restart. So don't forget that. And therefore, this IP will be changed and this webhook URL will be changed. So remember that point. So now you need to give this webhook URL to the repository, which repository you want to access. Now here I'm going to the course repository. So I want to access the course repository, means whenever any developer made any changes in this repository, automatic build will be happened. So for that, I need to give the webhook to this URL. So to this branch, to this repo. So where I need to give this webhook. So the webhook can be given here in the settings. This is repo settings. This is course repository settings. In the repository settings, here you can see the option webhooks. In the webhooks, already here I have given one webhook. So if you want to keep, you can keep, or you can delete, no problem. So I'm deleting the existing one. So now here add webhook. So here on the payload URL is there, right? Here you can paste the URL. Whatever the URL you are copied from the Jenkins. Okay, so this is the webhook URL. So just copy the URL here in the webhook section. Simply add webhook. Now webhook is added. Now if you do any changes in the course repository, automatic build will be happen. So that part I will show now. So but before that, after doing the webhook, you need to check this box. Otherwise, GitHub webhook will not execute. Okay, you need to select the checkbox. So these are the 3 steps for creating the webhooks. So in Jenkins, select this. This is 3rd step. And so give the webhooks URL. Give the webhook URL. So to repo settings. There you can see the webhooks option. There you can add the webhook. Understood the 3 steps. So how to give the webhooks. Now see, I'm just apply and save here in the job section. Now current build is 8. Now I'm doing the changes in the, so here also I need to apply and save. In the configure system, you are added the GitHub server account. Okay, you are given the credentials. You are taking the URL, GitHub URL, that is webhook URL, and this URL you are given to the repository. Now here I'm just apply and save. So now I'm changing the code in the repository, in the index. So currently I'm seeing the red color, right? I'm changing the color here to some yellow. you can give the commit message. So yellow color. Now see here, just so have you observed here? Automatic build is happening. Whenever there is a change in the code, automatic build is happening here. So you can see the status. So build is success. So now if you refresh the code, see yellow color is there. Understood the change. So here once again I'll show this part. Here I'm changing the color to say purple, whether purple is there or not. So let us check. Purple, giving the change is purple. So here color purple new message. So currently building number is 9. I'm committing the changes. See here, immediately build is started. Immediately build is started. So this is in the real time they're doing. So build is success. To get the success like this, you are getting this. Now if you refresh, see, you're getting the purple color. Right? So in this way, we are working with the Jenkins about the deployments. Any doubts here? Any doubts?
Sir,
Yes.
in the real time, what's the Tomcat and what is it? The Maven will be, I mean, will be installed in different machines, right? So, like, I mean, if so, then how to work with Jenkins, sir?
I'll tell that part tomorrow
Oh,
because
okay.
Jenkins is not completed yet. So we have so many topics we need to discuss. Okay, in the
Right,
manage
sir.
Jenkins. So here we have an option, manage nodes and clouds. So
Oh,
tomorrow I'll explain this part so that you can understand. So
okay, sir.
currently what we are doing, we are running all the tools in a single machine, right? Git,
Yes, sir.
Maven, Tomcat, Jenkins, all the 4 machines are running in a single machine. So if you check the memory, okay, since this is only 1 GB of RAM, right? This machine is having only 1 GB of RAM. If you check the memory, you see here it is having only 137 MB is free. Okay, out of 1 GB of memory, only 137 MB is free. So that means so the machine will be hanged if you run the application for more time. So that's why in the real time you are splitting the parts. That means you are running the Maven and so lightweight applications you are running in single machine, and some heavy applications you are running in different machine. So that you can configure here, manage nodes and clouds. That I'll explain tomorrow. And here one more point I want to explain a simple topic. Here, all these settings you can practice. It's not a problem. Yeah, build after other projects are built. Here you can give if you have multiple projects. Or for example, I'm creating one dummy project here. Another project, say job 2. Creating job 2, the digital project. So dummy project, nothing is there here. Apply and save. So now back to, so after completion of job 1, I want to execute job 2. So where I can give that option. So go to the job 1. So go to the configure. So after the post build, so after job 1 completed only, job to execute. So therefore, I need to give the option in the post build options. In the post build, so you can see the option. So build other projects. So here build other projects. So it is coming loading. It's loading. See the memory utilization is because of that also we are facing this issue. So here already came. That's good. So 2 times it is coming. Okay. So build other projects. So projects to build. So here you can give the name as job 2. Already you have job 1 is there, right? So job 2. You need to give the job 2. So one space will be added automatically. So see here job 2. Now apply and save. Now just you are currently in the job 1. Now you can see downstream projects. Okay. So the projects which are executing after the current project are called as downstream projects. The projects which are executing before the project, before this project are called as upstream projects. So that part also I'll show here in the same configure. So that upstream projects you can see in the option at the starting. So build after other projects are built. So here you can give, but here there is no other project. So you need to give the, you need to create the one more project, say job 0. So let us assume this is the first project. Job 1 will be the second and job 2 will be the third. And just apply and save. Now back to the dashboard, job 0. So this is the current main job. Before that, I want to execute this one. After that, I want to execute this one. Okay. So here I want to execute job 0. Now apply and save. Now see here, if you currently you are in the job 1. So for this, you are seeing the upstream project. That means before this project, so job 0 will be executed. So after this project, job 1, so job 2 will be executed. Understood? So the projects which are executed before this project are called as upstream projects, and the projects which are executing after this project are called as downstream projects. Now currently you are in the job 1. Okay, so if you move into the job 0, you are seeing the 2 downstream projects. So one job 1 and job 2. After execution of job 1 only, you are able to see job 2. Okay, if you are in the job 3, job 2, so you are able to see the upstream job for job 2 is job 1. So for downstream job for job 0 is job 1. So likewise, so currently I am in the job 1. So first, whenever you are giving the upstream project, so first this job will be executed. After that, this job will be executed. So to see the clear picture, so just open all the projects, then you can clear, because in the job 0, job 1, nothing is there. Immediately there will be executed. So this is job 0 on job 2. So here, of course, you can see in the logs also. So currently in the job 1, I'm doing the build. So 11. So both are completed. So see, it is waiting. So once the job 2 is completed, then only this will be executed. So this is completed. Now just check the logs. Check the logs. You can get the clear idea. So after this, first it will be executing job 1. So building the current workspace. Before this one, so lastly, job 2 will be executed. So like this, we can work upstream jobs and downstream jobs. So because this is showing the output for job one only. Okay, job one and job two. So if you move into the job zero, okay, here there are no logs here. For job two, there will be some logs. So job one. For this upstream project is this one. So started by upstream project job one. Okay, because you are executing the build from job one. That's why it is showing started by upstream project job one. And if you start the build from job zero, then what happens? So first build one is completed. After that, job one is there. So click on the job one. So for this, job two will be there. So this will be executed after this. So like this, we can work. Okay. So first job one is executed. Next job two. So job zero, job one, job. So any doubts? So still we have some topics in the Jenkins like as I has mentioned, master node configuration, and we need to test the package. That is also there. It's a separate topic. Okay, I'll explain that part later. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me. So otherwise, you can leave the session.